So apparently the term spinster was originally a word used to describe women who were so good at weaving that they were financially independent. And eventually that got conflated with women who remained unmarried after a certain age. And while correlation does not equal causation, it kind of seems like finances are a driving factor in marriage, which we already know from the fact that women were treated as property for God knows how long, and that women couldn't take out loans, own a home, get a credit card in their own name without a husband or their father co-signing until like the 70s. Not that long ago. So this may be kind of a conspiracy theory, but is lack of equal pay and equal opportunity for women within the workplace potentially a way to keep men relevant by undermining women's ability to be financially independent? And if all women were financially independent, would they still choose to marry men? God knows I didn't.
Actually, the girl in the video had a point. But it's also important to remember that every creature in the world has different roles. For example, female lions take care of the cubs and the den, while male lions go hunting. Hens lay eggs and reproduce, while roosters crow to signal the time. In prehistoric times, females always took care of the family while males went out to hunt. Generally, it's natural for women to depend on men. However, in recent years, as society has evolved, women have started questioning whether they truly need to rely on men. Men have traditionally been the breadwinners, and women have been the ones to nurture the home. But imagine if the roles were reversed. Men wouldn't want to take care of children, clean the house, chat with friends for hours, and leave earning money to women. Men's egos don't allow for this, and men are born to conquer the world, not to fear a fixed place and worry about their own feelings.
As a gender-inclusive feminist, I am unapologetic about wanting men to have nice things. And by this I mean, I want men to experience the full range of human emotions. I want them to have access to any emotion they are feeling at that time. If they are sad and grieving, I want them to have space to be sad and to grieve. I want them to be able to ask for help, to show that they're vulnerable, to show that they're in pain, without anyone policing them, without anyone implying that they're weak or not masculine, without anyone trying to shut down their emotional experience. Think about the last time you saw a man experience genuine joy, open-hearted joy about something that wasn't within the very narrow box that men are allowed to be excited about. I'm not talking about a video game. I'm not talking about an album that dropped. I'm talking about felt joy of some human experience, touching grass, seeing a butterfly, watching a bird. I don't care what the fuck it is. I want men to have access to affection. I want them to be able to cuddle their friends. My girlfriends play with my hair all the time. If I want touch as an emotional resource, I have access to it whenever I want. I want the men in my life to have access to exactly that. I want their sense of being loved to come from a dozen resources, not just romantic love. So when I say I want everything for men, I mean whatever they were denied by their fathers, whatever they were denied by their uncles and brothers, whatever their guy friends told them wasn't cool, whatever their girlfriends who internalized patriarchy told them was unacceptable for them, I want them to have all of it. And I will never apologize for advocating for men.
Men and emotions? Isn't that supposed to be a woman's domain? Men are not built to depend on emotions. If emotions take over, there would be no homes, cars, or civilization. Everything relies on rationality. Men are better at using their rational minds, while women are more emotional. The world is fascinating because one gender compensates for what the other lacks. Allowing men to rely on emotions and think emotionally goes against nature. Men need to make bold decisions without being swayed by emotions, as emotions can distort their judgments. So, while we appreciate the girl's view that men should be allowed to express their feelings, honestly, if we did that, we would lose our human nature.
Okay, this is for all my single girlies in their late 20s, early 30s. Where are we finding men now? Because the Hinge pool has a lot of pee in it. So I'm certainly not finding anyone there. I'm not on Bumble or Tinder, and I don't plan to be. I go to the bars sometimes, but the quality of men there, typically not the best from what I've experienced, but I'm not opposed to it. I go to the grocery store with my hair on top of my head. No makeup, baggy clothes. So I don't think anybody's dying to give me their number when they see me there, okay? So, if you've got any ideas, toss them my way, because I'm 30 and beginning to think that this whole dying alone thing isn't going to be like a running joke. It's going to be reality. So yeah, let me know.
If you want to find a boyfriend who matches your idealized fantasies, the first thing you should do is to upgrade yourself to become the best version of you. Even if you succeed, it doesn't guarantee you'll find the perfect boyfriend, because birds of a feather flock together. It's possible that there are good guys out there who are interested in you, but you might be ignoring them while complaining about your life. Bitch, please. And have you ever wondered why you end up with people like that? You can't just keep going after the wrong kind of guys and think that all men are the same. There might be good guys trying to approach you, but you ignore them and criticize them harshly because they don't meet your unrealistic fantasies. Please, try to find a good guy to love instead of always thinking, bad boys aren't good, but good guys aren't fun. That's why you're experiencing those negative things.
Like, why are we here?
What?
Why are we at Chick-fil-A?
What do you mean?
Like, do I look like a Chick-fil-A girl to you? Like, why are we at Chick-fil-A? Same.
You want me to be completely honest with you?
What do you mean be honest? Like, it's fast food. Like, I'm
it's
not
not just
eating
fast
this shit.
food. It's Chick-fil-A. It's like peak fast food. Come on now.
Okay, but it's our first date, so
It's
like,
not
why?
a date. I was going to go get food, and I asked if you wanted to come with.
Y'all, this
And this is where I happen to be going.
this mother broke.
So
Like,
now I'm broke.
He's broke.
Now I'm broke. Okay, I make more money than your
you're
stepfather.
broke.
So like now,
You're broke. Be a real
your stepfather
man.
that pays for everything.
Okay, be a real man and
You're
take it to
trying to tell
another.
me
This bitch, do you see that he's sitting in a BMW? Broke my ass. You should appreciate what you have and stop expecting so much from a man. Why does it always have to be a fancy restaurant to prove it's love? Love is about feelings, not material things. If you think he's poor, then you obviously don't have any real feelings for him, and he should have dumped you right away. I hope after the breakup you end up riding in some beat-up car and your new guy takes you out to KFC.
My ex got engaged a year after we broke up, story time. I should also just preface he got married a year and a half after we broke up as well. So anytime I hear a man say like they haven't healed from their last relationship, I'm like, but my ex did it real quick, so I don't believe you. When I initially found out that 1, he got engaged, and then 2, he got married, of course it hurt my feelings. It hurt my feelings not because I was in love with him anymore, not that I loved him even. It was just the fact that like I could not fathom the thought of already falling in love with somebody else already. The thing is, I could have been that girl. I could have been the one who got married and got the engagement ring, but I decided that I needed to break it off because he was not my person. And the hurt really comes from the idea that how could someone who said that they loved you move on so quickly and form another life with someone else that quickly? That's the piece that hurts. The sadness really isn't from the heartache anymore. It's just the fear that I may never meet someone or feel the feelings of falling in love again. I think we can all relate to this because finding love is so incredibly hard. Finding a connection, finding someone that you can actually be yourself with is so difficult, and that's why there's so many people that are single. It's easy to find other people attractive. It's easy to have chemistry with people. You know what's not easy is forming a deep connection. Those are so hard to find, and they should be hard to find because you're supposed to end up with one person. Just think about it this way. He is somebody else's problem now. He didn't take the time to heal. He didn't take the time to work on himself. He's a chronic dater because he is codependent and he needs somebody to fill the void. But you decided to move on with your life and actually do the work, because the next person that you do fall in love with, it's going to be the right person. You're going to be the best version of yourself.
Why are you even surprised? If you felt he wasn't the one, then obviously he felt the same way. He broke up with you, freeing both of you from those uncomfortable moments. But now you're upset because he found someone new and got married? Don't overvalue yourself like that. He needed a wife, so that's what he did right after breaking up with you. You could have been that wife if you had understood him better, cared for him more, and made him feel like you were his family. Why don't you take a good look at yourself instead of complaining about him moving on after you broke up? Seriously, women are so emotional. Try using some logic for once, for Christ's sake.
So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the lack of men, quality men in the world. Like, I am a little shook. I'm single and I'm like, I'm down. I'll date. Like, I'll date. And like, I just feel like all these conversations are happening about rodent men and shit. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I get why like all the beautiful girlies are going for men who look like actual rats and mice. Because how do I find someone who is, sorry, but over 6 foot? I'm sorry. Like, funny, smart, kind. Kind should have been number 1. Kind is the most important. It's actually fucking hard out. All of this is to say that I think I might be in my opting out era. I think I'm joining the ranks of the just opting out, because like, why? Like, why would I? I'm trying to write another book. I'm trying to raise a child. I'm trying to have fun with my friends. I'm trying to enjoy this, wild and precious life. So
Listen up, because I'm going to tell you something that most people don't want to admit. The reason so many women are single these days isn't because there's a lack of quality men. It's because too many women don't know how to recognize quality when they see it. They're too caught up in their own unrealistic expectations, looking for superficial traits like height or wealth, and they completely overlook the real men who could actually bring value to their lives. Then, now let me ask you, what does she bring to the table? A relationship is a mirror. You get what you deserve based on the energy you put out. Quality men aren't just looking for a pretty face. They know that beauty fades. They want someone with substance, someone who's worth building a life with. But here's the harsh truth. Too many women today don't meet the standard. They're not worth the hassle, the drama, the endless comparisons to some fantasy man who doesn't exist. It's nice that she's honest about what she wants, but when she talks about quality men and immediately jumps to height or looks, she's missing the point. This obsession with superficiality isn't just her problem. It's a societal problem, amplified by social media. These women attract men who are just as shallow, and then they wonder why they can't find someone to settle down with. Great men are everywhere. They might not be 6 feet tall with a private jet, but they're out there. And let me tell you, those tall, good-looking rich guys aren't going to settle for someone who's been passed around. They're looking for traditional women, the kind who bring more to the table than just looks. The problem is, this obsession with beauty and an inflated sense of entitlement is driving good men away. No man wants to be constantly compared to some unrealistic standard. Women today need to wake up and reassess their priorities. Quality men are out there, but they're looking for women with depth, kindness, intelligence, the kind of woman you can actually build a life with. The current dating culture, with its superficial standards and social media-fueled fantasies, is making it harder and harder for these connections to happen. Women need to stop chasing illusions and start valuing what truly matters, or they're going to miss out on the best men out there.